Welcome to the pharmaphorum podcast. In this week's episode, having been invited to Italy for the Chiesi Group's press launch of its new Biotech Centre of Excellence, it was clear that being on site was to bear witness to a little bit of history. Located on the outskirts of Parma, home to Verdi and myriad architectural gems, the press launch and tour of the €85 million development was a quintessentially Italian affair. After the flash photography and general excited hubbub of the event had settled down, the afternoon stretched out before journalists present, offering opportunity to interview some of the morning's speakers. One such interviewee was Antonio Magnelli, head of global manufacturing at Chiesi. We talked about the company's future vision, its purpose with this development, and how the family business will stay true to its roots at the same time. As you'll note from the audio, there has also been news that Chiesi is going to maximise access to Aptar Pharma's digital platform in a move to include the digital health solutions, but this was not Mr. Magnelli's area of expertise. Nonetheless, I hope you find our discussions of interest. This is Nicole Raleigh, web editor for pharmaphorum, and I'm here today on the news site of Chiesi Group in Parma, Italy. I have with me Antonio Magnelli, and perhaps you could introduce yourself so our listeners know who I'm speaking with.
Okay, my name is Antonio Magnelli. I'm in charge for Global Manufacturing Division.
Well, today there was an introduction to Chiesi's sort of vision with its Biotech Centre of Excellence. Many things discussed, but perhaps you could, to start with, give us a nutshell of the purpose of this new development.
Okay, so the purpose of this investment is to continue with an evolution focus on biotechnology. We already have some products that are part of biotechnology. Mm-hmm. We are focusing in rare diseases, mm-hmm. and we have some biologic products very, let's say, from several years. The idea now is to evolve and to extend in biotechnologies. Mm-hmm. We have two areas that are normally always considered. The one is fill and finish. Mm-hmm. Another one is drug substance production. Mm-hmm. For fill and finish, we are going to have a new area with very high capacity, but with the possibility to be very flexible in order to produce more or less. About drug substance, the situation is a little bit different because, of course, for drug substance, you have to be more selective on the base of cells that you want to produce. Mm-hmm. We decided for mammalian cells, and we are going to build one area. It's an area with more than 1,000 square meters, or 1,200 square meters, where we produce biotech product coming from mammalian cells. Mm-hmm. We already have one product, and we are going to have an insourcing of this product. And we don't want to move from external to in-source. We want to have, let's say, a more robust, let's say, manufacturing capacity with the possibility to produce inside and outside. Mm-hmm. And in the same time, we are going to support R&D, our R&D for monoclonal antibody development. We have one product in developing phase. And we will start to support the CRO that in this moment is developing the product, generating double options. Mm-hmm. At the end, we are at the beginning of our journey, but we are going to leverage on some competence, some part of our pipeline, but also at the same moment supporting also the future pipeline.
Mm-hmm. Yes, future was definitely a subject greatly sort of expanded upon when you were speaking earlier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, if we want to define what is the fil rouge of the investment, is to be ready for the future. Sometimes the big issue is to be ready when, or to try to make some investment when you have the evidence about the need. Mm-hmm. In reality, we are moving on the base of a long-term strategy.
Mm-hmm.
We know that through rare disease, it's part of the game that we will be more focused on biotechnology, and we are investing now where we can support for the launch of new products, but at the same time we can support also for the development of the new drugs and the new launch of the products.
Yes, you mentioned one particular product. Is this the Zampilimab product?
Yes. For supporting R&D.
Yes. Okay. Great. Right. With the future sort of in mind, also obviously, of course, or perhaps not obviously to our listeners, Chiesi is a B Corp corporation. So can you tell me why the Chiesi Group wanted to go down that route? It's a fastidious process to get certified as B Corp. So how does that tie into the Chiesi ethos?
B Corp, it means that we want to give more than what we receive from the environment, from the worldwide approach. So, as we've discussed during the presentation, the reason because we want to make some investment like this is also because we can evaluate this kind of investment from a different corner. Normally, this kind of production is not so focused on environment or energy, green energy. We are developing something that will be completely the opposite. We will focus all the investment in order to be very sustainable from environment point of view. And in fact, we designed all the building in order to not increase so much the energy consumption, because the idea is to be, let's say, to be ready for the future, but also to avoid to continue to destroy our world. So it will be very important to demonstrate that we can let's say, we can run in order to be more efficient and more, let's say, closer to the new technologies. But it's not written that new technology means more problems for the environment. So we want to have the possibility to be able to have a state-of-the-art building, but at the same time to be very green as well on the base of the technology that we are going to apply.
Definitely. It definitely suits this shift in pharma overall towards how can it be more sustainable and, as you say, not more destructive, as many other aspects of society are. So on what we've been discussing and what you can discuss, Antonio, is there anything else you'd like to add about this development and Chiesi's plans for the future with it?
I think another important topic that I would like to add is the fact that we're going to have something where drug substance and the fill and finish are in the same building. Normally, the company are one or specialized on fill finish or are specialized in drug substance. At the same time, I think what was indicated also by Francesca during the presentation, during the speech, the fact that to have this hub very close to R&D will give us the possibility to generate synergy with the aim to generate know-how. At the end of the story, we will be very close to each other. They will develop the new, the new submission and so on. But in the same time, we will have the possibility to identify what are the problems or how to speed up the process because we are very close to each other. So that is something that is a little bit intrinsic in biotechnology. Because every time you work in biotechnology, mainly for drug substance, then for fill and finish, you will see that there is an environment where there is a manufacturing area, but there are also several centers for developing, because for biotechnology, it's part of the game that you have to continue to have a sort of not continuous life cycle management of the product, making some adjustment. For rare disease, it's more and more evident this kind of aspect. Rare disease started from small amount of production, and you have to continue to support for life cycle management. The idea is to work together with R&D will give us a very strong boost for the future.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something that should be normal for all the companies to have this kind of synergy.
Definitely. And last question, does this movement into rare disease, does it link at all to respiratory disease, which was the original focus, or will it go outside and branch to other parts of the body?
No, it's also outside for other diseases.
Okay.
In fact, for that's BB it's specific for respiratory, but we have several other rare diseases on other therapeutic areas,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something that should be able to consider all the opportunities. So another important topic is the flexibility of the investment.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me, what about the future? My answer should be ready for the future in order to have an investment that is able to, okay, of course, it will be some restriction,
Mm-hmm.
like mammalian cell or drug substance, but at the same time, the possibility to have a technology where we can produce more than one product, and in order also to maximize the possibility to use the building. Also because another important topic about sustainability is to try to use a lot the building. When you go in a place where the building is dedicated for small production, in some way you use a lot of energy to support the building for small production. At the end, it's not possible to be sustainable. It's very important to maximize also with the aim to be more sustainable for the future.
Definitely. All right. Thank you very much for your time. That was a very detailed discussion, and yes, I'm grateful. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
That concludes this episode of the pharmaphorum podcast. You can find more information about this episode, including a download link and information about other installments in the series, at pharmaphorum.com/podcast. The pharmaphorum podcast is also available on iTunes, Spotify, Acast, Stitcher, and Podme, where you can find and subscribe by searching for pharmaphorum. And don't forget to visit our website, where you can sign up for daily news and analysis bulletins, and to follow us on Twitter at pharmaphorum. Thanks for listening.